Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I said in every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have Carly Bethel with us today. She is the founder of Volume 2 Hair Studio in Nashville, Tennessee. She has built a celebrity and influencer clientele that included Sophia Bush, Marianna Hewitt, Jenna Dewan, Lucy Hale, Chrissy Teigen, Priyanka Chopra, Olivia Culpo, and Bella Hadid. Working with some of the most influential celebrities in the industry, she is on the cutting edge of the newest trends and best techniques for all of her clients.
And we're excited to have her here. And we're going to talk about all that
And
then
a lot
some.
more.
So
Yeah.
welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So I always like to start the show out pretty much the same way as, last 18 months has been crazy for a lot of people. Yeah. How has COVID affected what you do and what have you done to get through this?
Wow. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad we're able to look back now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
now
right.
We're not in the thick of it. But I mean, being a hairstylist, you work with people. So it's like, what do we do?
And
now?
close encounters.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a very intimate job for sure. And so during it, just kind of like everybody was just kind of like bobbing and weaving and seeing like how we can adapt. And so I was able to do a lot of virtual stuff like tutorials and like keep people entertained. Like your hair can still be cute working from your Zoom.
Yes, right.
So it's been fun to create like that audience. And then I think once COVID, we were able to kind of get back into the swing of things. It was fun to take the tutorial side of things and bring it into person. And so I kind of took that from that era, now we can say, and just I want to teach people more. So I didn't really realize how much I had a passion for that. So with all my clients now, I'm like, you know what, you need to learn this, like, so you can do it at home too, or in salon, in between salon visits and stuff.
Love that. That's like, we launched this show January of 2020. So a couple months before COVID.
Yeah.
And our original plan was maybe 100 interviews our first year. And we thought, you know what, if we could do that, be a great foundation. And then COVID happens. And because we're an entertainment interview show, you watched everything start to get shut down. And I told Sandy, this may be our time to really shine. So we reached out to so many people last year. And because of that, we're almost 500 interviews since launch.
Ooh! Congrats. That's a great time for you guys to have started, actually.
Yeah, because we built a little bit of a foundation before COVID happens.
Yeah, we did.
So then all of a sudden we started getting people that were bigger, and now we just today booked John Snyder for next week. So
yes. Ooh, yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're getting a great foundation, and it was a good time to do it.
Yeah, we definitely couldn't complain about that, about when we in fact, we kind of joked that, it's not that it's funny. I mean, again, it was serious. COVID,
we had to make
the best of it. Yeah. But one day, 5 years from now, if we got a really big show, we'll be able to say,
it all started.
During that time period.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny what we kind of like took from and adapted with it. And I think that it's important in any life, facets, to kind of adapt and roll with things and take, the silver lining of it.
Exactly. Yes, that's like a lot of artists. They're what we've noticed is they're combining, a lot of them did through the pandemic, little concerts, online concerts. So now they can take that same philosophy and go and be with people face to face, but still set up their online community too.
Yes, just like broaden it. It's so cool. Yeah, it's brought our whole world to a whole different level.
So did you always want to be a hairstylist?
Yes, I did. I was one of those girls that was like braiding everyone's hair on the soccer team before the game. I was like, my sister couldn't go anywhere unless I did her hair. And so, but I had always played soccer. So I went to school playing soccer. So I didn't really have time to go to hair school or think about it until I graduated college with my marketing degree and went and worked in a cubicle. And I was like, I think it's time. It's time. I have. So, I just went back to school and got my degree or my license to do hairs, and then it just took off from there.
You know, a lot of people who do what you do probably dream of getting celebrities as clients.
Yeah.
How did that start with you? I mean, take us back.
Yes.
I know. I feel so thankful to be in the place that I am, because it's definitely dream worthy. And I look back at a lot of my goal lists, like from 10 years ago, and it's like travel the world doing hair. And it's like, where did I get these dreams from? But it happened. Like I grew up in Idaho, so it's like, how did I even know what that was?
Oh, wow.
And so after I graduated with my cosmetology license, I went and I decided to assist anyone that I could assist in the industry and get to know it more. And that's kind of why I love the hair industry. There's so many avenues. So I love doing extensions and hair cutting in the salon world, but there's also sets and photo shoots and celebrities. And so I wanted to know it all, so then I could hone in on kind of what mine would be, you know? Yeah. So I started assisting, and I assisted a bunch of people in the salon, and then I assisted some celebrity hairstylists and some world-renowned celebrity hairstylists that I traveled the world with. And that was kind of what gave me the extra oomph to be in that, you know, that area of the world. So I would just say assisting and getting to know people in the industry, in any industry that you're in, that you're wanting to thrive in, right? It's like, where do you want to be at the top? It's okay if you don't want to be at the top. Do you want to, you know, where do you want to fit in, and go assist them and see what the world is like?
Wow. I love that. 'Cause, you know, we're the same way. You know, we never imagined, as our show has been rising, we've never imagined our show being where it is.
Right.
You know,
To talk to
the roots of the show was to be an up and coming country artist show. And we still bring on rising artists and all that. But it's grown so much because of COVID and all that. And it was like, we never imagined being here and getting, I mean, it's crazy that when you listen to the radio and you're like, we interviewed that person.
Or you watch something on TV.
And we interviewed that. So we're just sitting here like pinching ourselves almost every night. Do you feel like that?
Oh my gosh, totally. I was just telling a client, sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, where am I? Like, how am I in this person's house having this casual conversation about their dog, like doing their hair? Yeah, so I feel you.
So what made the Nashville move for you?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much here. As I mentioned, I grew up in Idaho, so I knew what seasons and a community and that, you know, a backyard was like. And then we have a 2-year-old son now. So after living in LA for 13 years, I was like, okay, you know, the thought's always like, where do we want to raise him? And so we were on the hunt, and we're like, where's a great place, you know? And then Nashville is just like, it hits all the spots. Yeah. It's like, there's still a lot going on in the industry, you know, the music industry. There's a lot of photo shoots and
a lot of films coming there now too.
Yeah, totally. And then there's also great restaurants and coffee shops, you know, so that's always fun to explore. But it's the community and the quality of life really that we are just like in love with. So
because they're saying like Nashville is the south and the east of the film industry, you know, the U.S. Because it just so much is happening there, and
it's a good central location.
Because we're planning on next year moving out to Nashville too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We love the area. Yeah.
And it's funny. Everybody does. Yeah. We got this year. We visited 4 different times, and so we've actually spent like about 3 total weeks there because of our trips.
You guys feel like natural Nashvillians.
But yeah,
absolutely,
we love the other. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, it's growing like crazy. And another thing I was saying is I want to grow with the city too. You know, as being a business owner and an entrepreneur, like instead of, you know, LA is so saturated and there's nothing against it. That's just that area. And so I'm excited to grow with a city, and you know that
it's growing.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
I mean, 100. I don't know what the numbers are now, but I know, of course, before the pandemic, 100 people a day were moving there.
Wow. Yeah.
And I would imagine, since we're on the other side of this a little bit, it seems like I think the numbers are back to that again.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's not a fun market to be in when you're looking for a house, but but it is cool to see everything that's in exploding. And I've talked to a lot of local Nashville people that are excited about the change. You know, some people it's hard to embrace seeing
Yeah.
their beautiful small town kind of blow up overnight, but a lot of people have been excited about what it's bringing to the community and for the community. So
Exactly.
Yes.
yeah, I know.
So how do you balance everything? I mean, from being a mom to being family to being business owner to travel, how do you balance all that?
I know. You know, it's challenging. It can be challenging because there's so many balls rolling and I thrive on balance. So it's kind of like, how do you get balance from all of this? But organization is key. Like our calendar is crazy, crazy detailed. So I have an amazing husband who helps me at the house, and then an amazing team that helps me kind of keep everything rolling on the business side of things. And then along the lines of balance, it's when I'm out of town for work, I make sure I schedule out and block out when I get home so I can kind of get back into the swing of family and spend some time there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like I've just come to realize that grinding isn't the success for me at this point in my life. It's I want to have that successful business aspect and, you know, that kind of going on the side. But success to me is also family and spending time and exploring the new city, you know, so it's kind of the
We get you on
mindset.
that because we you know, we've always tried to keep balance, and that's hard in this day and time. We got 2 kids too.
Yes, we have a 2-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son.
Wow.
And you'll hear from him in a little while
Oh,
because
yes.
we bring him on to ask a few questions too.
Oh,
Yes.
fun.
Because we are a family affair show.
We
There
are.
you go. Yeah. I'll go get Mason.
Because we've been and the crazy thing is we took balance all the way to the whole other extreme because we've been a 24/7 couple for 19 years of marriage.
We have.
Oh wow. So yeah, you've been doing it.
So when the pandemic made everybody be a 24/7 couple, we were like,
We're
this is nothing.
This is the norm for us in that aspect. Yeah.
You jumped right in. You're like, this is great. We're thriving.
So where do you see, what are some trends in styling right now?
You know what's fun is the shag is coming back. It's like,
wow.
yeah, like that layered choppy look. People are loving like the fringe around the face. But it's definitely modernized now, I think. But it's I would also say long and not so much of like the beachy waves, but more of like a blowout wave. People are like, you know, kind of like that 90s like runway, just like beautiful blowout vibes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who are some of your favorite celebrities you've worked with?
Oh, you try to put me on the spot.
Had to trip you up here.
Well, like, you know, I mentioned that we've worked with so many. I can't nail it down because people are always surprised to hear that it's always just so much fun and professional. So like, it's not, you know, it's like, oh, how was working with so-and-so? And it's like, you know, that it's kind of a job for them too, getting hair and makeup done. So it's just like working with somebody, this is what you do. And it's not just like for fun all the time. It's like, okay, this is part of the job. You act professional, but you have fun with it. So I think that's what I love with my clients is like all the different events that they get to go to. Like we just did a masquerade one. We just, you know, different red carpets call for different styles. So we get to kind of play with each other with makeup and wardrobe. And that's the fun part with all my clients. So
has some become friends?
What was that?
Has some become friends?
Oh yeah, that's fun too. Because you grow with the family almost. It's like you just had a baby and now they're grown and so keeping in touch and just over the years, it's crazy how quick the years fly by. And it's like I've been doing it for 6 years already, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us about your salon, the Volume 2 Hair Studio.
Yeah, for sure. So moving to Nashville, I was, the goal was like, let's find a house and let's find an area. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to work out of somewhere. Where should I work? And it kind of shifted to finding a space for my hair salon. And so we kind of jumped in and found an amazing hair studio. It's in Edge Hill Village, which is right by Music Row in Nashville. Yeah. And so it's just going to be a 4-person chair salon. And I'll just be taking my clients there. And it's called Volume 2, which kind of has a lot of things you can play off of it being in the music city.
Yes.
But also it's like Volume 2, like I want to give my clients the 2.0 version of you, or level you up to your level 2, and yeah, I'm excited. It's just going to be a beautiful space that people can feel comfortable, and I want them to leave feeling just uplifted, and I'm really excited. It's a big dream of mine in the making, so it's cool to see come to life and work through.
Have you built any relationships with the local Nashville celebrities yet?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of the wives out here. Yeah. And that's always fun because they get to go to all the events and the red carpets and stuff. And we do a lot of fun looks too. So I'm excited to have them in and show the space to them too.
Love that. So as you know, a lot of people, they see you and everything, the glory behind everything you do, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles it takes to be a business owner and make it in this crazy world, especially in the entertainment world. So tell us a little bit about that side of it, because I think a lot of people, they only see the glory side. And I like to dig deeper into that side.
Oh, I love it. It's such a good question. And I think also because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I feel like you guys probably have that vibe too. And so people listening, if you're an entrepreneur, it's like, that's what you want to know. Like, tell me the nitty gritty and how did you get here? It's not just, you understand that it isn't just the beautiful, like gold, shining gold thing, And so I was like, looking where I am now, I was in LA for 13 years, grinding and building the reputation that I have now. So, I mean, you're assisting for 15 hours a day to wake up and you go back to the salon tomorrow. And you're not exactly, as an assistant, looked up to. So it's hard. It's hard to, just run around and do what people say. But if you're smart, you observe and you take it all in, and you know that that's just a phase in your life. And as I like to say now, is like LA was a season of my life that I needed to be able to build where I am now. And so, it was just getting to know a lot of people. It's going to those events that you're so tired after work, but you don't know who you're going to meet, and just building the goals, creating your goals, and then checking in on them, and just really exploring building or dreaming big too, though. You don't be afraid to dream big. Kind of like what we were talking about. You couldn't imagine who you're interviewing now, but if you didn't dream about it, how do you get there?
Right. It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
In fact, and then you never know when you first start. Like when I told Sandy what I wanted to do with the show, she thought I was nuts.
I did. I really did.
There always has to be someone though that has to check you.
And she was like, well, what would we call it? I was like, well, the Chris and Sandy Show.
And I was like, you're crazy. Nobody knows who we are.
and I was like, well, it worked for Bobby Bones, Ty Bentley, and many of the Kelly Clarkson show now. I'm like, yeah, they've got a base, but they had to start somewhere.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah.
And I just, now granted, it's moved faster than I thought it would be. I thought where we are now, we'd probably take 5 years to get. Yeah. We're not even 2 years in. Yep. So it's moved faster. But again, I've always had that vision that one day this could be a big show. But now my vision shifted a little bit because it was kind of more for country music, but now it's more entertainment in general.
Yeah, it evolved.
Music and entertainment, and because we bring on authors, we bring on TV people. So it's been
oh my gosh, people. Yeah. Well, it's crazy when you're in the world, you don't realize like how intertwined it is. So it makes sense and it still feels organic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I know that's one thing. Like, that's why if even go to the event, you don't know who you're going to meet. Or like when I go do a photo shoot and it's a long day and the next day I get a text or an email from the makeup artist or the photographer, it's like that they need somebody for the next thing. And that's just kind of how it starts building. But you didn't go to the shoot thinking the photographer is going to be any help to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
exactly. And that I love that because like even with our show, we had a lot of Nashville connections when we launched the show. So that was why it's focused on country music.
yeah.
And that helped us get our
and it helped us get the start. And then that led to, we had people come on the show and says, we've had several people, rising artists, and you know what? Several of my friends were on your show, so I had to do it.
Exactly.
They felt like they were missing out because they weren't on the show and their friends were. So all of a sudden it became that.
Yeah.
And then we kept interviewing. And then the first really game changer for the show was, I remember we got an email wanting 6 people from this one PR company there in Nashville. And I was looking through the list and I remember seeing one of them said Anna Christina Cash. And I was like, I wonder if she's related to the Cash family, because I didn't know at that time.
Yeah.
And then when I looked her up, realized, she's the wife of John Carter Cash, which is of course the son of Johnny and June.
Yeah.
I was like, we'd take all 6 and Anna, when we had her on, that kind of brought the whole Legends families, because then we end up with Carly Carter. Yeah. We end up with Georgette Jones. So it was like a snowball effect, and that's something that I'm seeing that's what's happened with you is the more people you do hairs with, the more it leads to other people within that arena.
Oh yeah, the word of mouth, and then just the world intertwining, and it's like, I didn't know I would need you as a hairstylist 5 years later. So it's that part's really cool, but that's also part of the grind. Is like, it's let's get to know as many people, and guess what? That reputation, that ball just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
And it takes some time. And again, that's something we learned too, is it takes time because, at the beginning, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a lot of people, what we notice is there's always like that one person that gives them a chance and they go to the next level.
A
pivotal person. Everybody has that pretty much in business and in entertainment.
Yeah.
But you never get there if you don't grind.
Yes, totally. Yeah. The grind is what it's about. And I think nowadays people, think, how can I get there quicker? Kind of cut some corners. Yeah, there's ways for sure to do it. There's, some hairstylists out there that probably learned a few tips on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But, it's like my firm belief is the foundation that you build your business on is what carries you through for the long term. So if there's less cracks or corners cut, then it's going to thrive. And I think just believing in the season of your life is huge for your success.
Love that. Now, as you know, a lot of people, they see you as the front person, but they don't see the team behind you. In our opinion, teams never get the love they deserve. At our show, they get some love. So take a few moments just to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Oh, for sure. Well, my sister is actually one of my business managers, which really helps because she doesn't get mad at the midnight texts. My accountant is huge. I always say, find the people that kind of help in your weak areas and don't be afraid to do that, So my accountant also helps kind of build the business, and my husband has been just so my cheerleader along the whole way. We've been together 13 years now, so he's seen it from the very beginning in college. So it's been really cool. And then just my family and my clients, the people that stick by you when you're like, no, I have this, I know what we want to do. Like, let's go. And they look at me like, wait, you just got a marketing degree. Why are you going to hair school? Like I was like, trust me, like I'm gonna go, like just trust me. And so having them behind me with the support, like, okay,
that's the hard part in this day and time, because again, we deal with a lot of artists and actors and actresses, and most of the ones that come on our show, we notice the common denominators is their families are 100% behind them. But there's a lot of artists out there that their families are not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and again, it's not that they can't make it, because they can, because many artists have proved that, but it's tough without the family support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it even harder. Yeah.
You got to find at least somebody. If it's not family, like who is it, to kind of just, because you're going to have those bad days. You're going to need someone to be like, no, like this is your dream, keep pushing. And yeah,
When I'm on the cliff, she pulls me down.
yeah, exactly. I believe it. Like, what are we doing?
Because there are so many times, because again, I have the vision, but because I have the vision, I also don't like the day-to-day stuff. So sometimes I'm like on the cliff, ready to jump, and like I tell Sandy, I'm quitting. It's over.
Yeah,
and she's
that's what I mean. Yeah, you got to find someone to balance you out and help the show run. Because being an entrepreneur, you have all these dreams and you have the ideas, but you need the team to help you get there. And I was actually just talking to my husband. I'm like, I think that I like project managing. I can get us to the goal, but I need some people to fill in. It's like, so, yeah.
I'm more of the visionary. I'll throw it out there, and then I need people to kind of help me get there.
Yeah. Now tell me how.
Here's the vision.
Yeah.
And I have the faith that we can do it. Now help me do it.
But
and they need
small task. Yeah.
And they need you for the vision, because sometimes people can't dream that big. So it all works together.
Exactly. Now, speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, or 9-year-old.
Yes, we do. Christopher.
So Sandy's going to go get him.
Okay, I can't wait.
And our 2.5-year-old daughter, that when she gets older, she'll be plugged in the show too. Because again, we want to keep it family. When we first launched the show, I told Sandy it was just an audio then. It wasn't. We didn't do the video.
Wow.
We started that last October. But
okay.
First 9-10 months, it was all audio. And to be honest, we didn't launch video because Sandy is like, you'll never get me on video. She's like, I'll do audio. We'll do the show. And then last October, Sandy comes and says, do you think the show would be better if we did video? And
hello. Hi.
Hi, Carly. So what's your favorite food?
What was that?
He digs right in.
He digs right in.
Repeat it.
Oh, what's your favorite food?
What's a vervu?
Your favorite food.
Oh, my favorite food. Let's see. Well, being that it's around Thanksgiving, I love mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
And I'm from Idaho,
And what's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Pizza. I almost said pizza. What kind?
Pepperoni, sausage, and supreme.
It's got 3 faves.
Yeah. 3 faves.
It's a meat eater.
Hey, me too. I would eat that with you.
So what's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones on Netflix, but I love Housewives on E! What about you?
Mine is SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob's pretty funny, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's been cool about the show is we've had, because he watches a lot of Nickelodeon and Disney shows, I've reached out to a lot of people on his shows, and a lot of them have come on the show. So he's been.
I bet that's been so cool.
Yes, it has.
Like one of the last ones that came on was Ava Coker from the Sydney to the Max.
Oh my gosh, was that so cool to see, Christopher?
Yes.
Oh, I bet.
It's funny because he has no idea the privilege that he has right now. And when he's a teenager, he'll get it. But right now, he don't. To him, this is normal.
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean I can't just call them?
What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, favorite movie. Titanic, probably.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What about you?
Mine is a Minions movie.
Oh, I've heard that one's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. They got Despicable Me's and several of them, and the Minions, and it's like so many. They've built such a strong brand. I tell you.
Hey, I even like watching them. Like, it's a good family movie.
Yeah, sometimes we'll sit down and him and Caitlin won't even be paying attention, and Sandy and I we're watching their shows.
Right, exactly.
Even though we've seen it thousands of times because of them.
I know, it's true.
Bye, thanks.
Thank you so much. See you later, Christopher. Was he named after you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I love that.
Yeah, and our daughter, her name's Caitlin Ashley, and the middle name's Ashley, and it's because back when Sandy and I were dating at that time, weren't we?
Yeah, engaged.
We were engaged, and we went to my family's up in Ohio, and and my niece is named Ashley, and back then I actually told her, you know what, we'll name our because she kind of jokes, says you should name your daughter after me one day, and so so she was stunned when we told her the middle name
because I had the name Caitlin picked out for years.
That's so cute. That's a cute name, Caitlin Ashley. It sounds like a famous name.
It does.
Yeah, we even created a little Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, but Instagram, and it's Miss Caitlin Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
She has one of those big personalities. She loves to try to make you laugh and entertain you. So
that's so cute. And she's 2, right?
She's 2.5.
Yeah, my son is 2. Yeah, so their personalities is so fun.
Oh yeah,
and you got to build that up, because sometimes parents will try to pull that personality down.
Yeah,
and we're like, you could be actually that they could be the next star.
Yeah,
it's like let them blow up a little bit.
Be them, yeah, and it's entertaining. I'm like, where did you learn that?
Now, the one thing we can't do, to a lot of parents do, sometimes kids will come be like, I want to be an actor or actress. Well, we can't ever say we wouldn't support that, because look what we do.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep, I agree 100%. You got it. It's someone else's vision.
Yeah, that's right. What are some sources of inspiration for you?
I love Pinterest. Pinterest is always a really good go-to for me, because you can create custom boards, and so it's like for each vibe that you're feeling. I also love looking at like old magazines to just see like what used to be the style and stuff. And magazines are hard to come by these days. It's like all on.
And I'm a magazine I still love magazines.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's fun to flip through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially like at the airport and stuff, it's always fun to just have something instead of like your neck is like looking down at your phone the whole time.
In fact, in Nashville, we're planning on eventually launching. We're actually next year, if everything goes well, with crowds. I mean, and all that.
Yeah.
We're planning on eventually doing a 40 over 40 charity event. And because everybody does 40 under 40. 30 under 30. No, our age and up never get recognized. I mean, you have like lifetime achievement type awards, and then you have under 40 awards, but there's just nothing in between.
I like that 40. Yeah,
40 over 40, and then we're gonna probably tie it into a monthly print magazine called Young at Heart.
Oh, this is great.
And the great thing about that is people over 40 still love print. So
yes. Oh, you're playing off very well here.
And we love print. So again, we just want to produce something that we would love, because we know there's a lot of people our age that's what they love.
Right, exactly. It's your audience too. So that's like even more of a reason to. It kind of plays together.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
I like it.
And what would you like for your legacy to be? What would you like to be most known and remembered for?
I think that definitely dreaming really big, but staying true to your roots.
Okay, yes.
Just and being kind while you're doing it. I don't care who it is that you're on set with, from somebody helping sweep the hair to somebody in the photos, like just being kind to everybody helps everybody's world go round. So I think that would be amazing to be known for.
Wow.
I love that. We definitely need more kindness out there.
Yeah, that's what I think. Just in any facet.
So needed.
I was at the airport and I bought the girl in front of me her bag of chips. And she goes, she was shocked. She was like, "Why are you doing that?" And I was like, "Why not?" I was like, I love doing random acts of kindness. And she's like,
caught her off guard.
Wow, thank you.
I remember this was an airport story too. I remember years ago, I was on a flight from Chicago back to Savannah, and we had the layover in, I guess it was Charlotte, one of the big airports. I think it was Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I remember they had to fly around for a little while, so the next flight you weren't hitting it. You were gonna, you just weren't. And person on the mic was basically saying, look, we had to stay up here for a little longer. You're going to have to go to your ticket thing to try to get the next flight out. So I'm sitting there in line, and apparently a lot of people were traveling the same direction as me, because there was like 20, 30 people in front of me. And so I'm like, okay, so a lot of people on that plane were coming the same direction.
Yeah.
And as each person was going, I kept hearing, oh God, they were like chewing this poor lady out and, and all that. And it's not her fault.
Yeah.
Because the next flight was out 6 hours out.
Wow.
And all that. And so they're chewing her out. Finally comes up to me, and I told her, I was like, I couldn't do your job. She goes, I don't know how you stayed calm through all that, but I would have yelled at every one of them.
Totally.
Appreciated that. Now I didn't expect this, but okay, so she stamped my ticket. I got it. And I didn't look at the ticket. I just looked at the gate. So I figured out, because Charlotte's airport's big, so I figured I'd go to the gate to look at where the gate was. So I walk over there, and I finally get to the gate, and I'm taking my time, not thinking nothing of it. Get to the gate, and someone yells out, "Are you Chris Benton?" I was like, now I'm like nervous. Like, yeah. It's like, well, the flight's been waiting on you. So she found one seat that was on the next flight out.
I have chills.
And stuck me in it so that I could get home, because of that act of kindness that I didn't expect.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I love that. That's what the world makes the world go round.
And of course, you don't do it for that, but when you do acts of kindness, good things come
to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we've built our business and our career and our dreams on other people helping us, so we got to help carry that through too. So
exactly.
That's a cool story.
And if you could say anything to your current and future clients, what would you want to tell them?
I would say thank you so much for all the support to even get to this day and trusting me with your hair. But the best is yet to come still.
As we start to close out, what advice would you give that next visionary? Because again, everybody has that dream, that vision, who are the one that's willing to take a step out. Because there's a lot of people have dreams and ideas, but they're not going to ever do anything because they won't take that first step.
Yeah.
But give advice to the person who actually does take that step.
So once you take the step and you have your first really hard day of questioning it, keep pushing. Keep pushing, because just the next day will be a new day. And just look at your goal list and just keep trying. And then give it a little bit, and then look back at what you did do. Because we get so tunnel visioned, and it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing tomorrow? But take a step back and see what you have done. Even that one decision to walk away from your old job that you wanted to quit for so long, and then you started something, but it's not where you want to be. That one thing was huge. That one step, just give yourself a pat on the back, and giving yourself that grace through this journey will help you, continue it.
And 2020 visions everything, because again, you don't see where you're going at the beginning, but when you look back, you're like, wow, I stepped out here, then that led to that, and stepped out here. So it's like it all was a hustle that comes together.
And you also don't really realize that your vision might be this, but your path is it's heading in that direction, but it's going to turn a little bit and show you it's not just going to be country artists, and show you. Yeah. And so you
got to pivot.
Yeah. And it's
when you need to.
I kind of like this path still, and it's going somewhere. And
yeah, because again, that was something last year. I remember the first pivot we made. We did, all of a sudden we were doing all these interviews, and in August we did 44 in 1 month, and then September comes along, and it was getting harder to book because all of a sudden artists were starting to get gigs again.
Oh yeah. It
was getting so I was like, I got so used to doing a lot of interviews. I was like, now how am I going to fill these gaps? Because there's starting to be some gaps. And I had this crazy idea. I was like, I wonder if the acting world would take us in the way the artist world.
Yeah.
And I just reached out, and one of the very first people that we had on as an actor was Ed Asner.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
And so we were, I don't know if we were the last, but we were one of his last
One of the
interviews.
last. He was
Wow.
91 at the time.
Because we had him, I
Wow.
think, last November.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. Like, that's what I mean. You can't write every type like of the script, right? But it's just
Right.
like, oh, that's so cool.
And your script, I mean, who could, I mean, again, I know you had this dream and
Yeah.
you know, it's all coming to pass, but you couldn't have wrote the script of how it's come out.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. And one thing I love is using Pinterest for a mood board. So people always think like on the cardboard and like cut things out, but Pinterest, you can like really tailor like the photo you're trying to find. Like, let's say, for instance, you really want this car. So you Google it, put it on your thing. And once it's on your mood board like sends energies to the universe. And I recently looked back at it, not thinking anything at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I did this. And I was like, I had done 10 things on there.
Wow.
I was like, wait, I did that person's hair. I opened up my salon. Oh, my son's in a great school. Like, it's like,
yeah.
so that I would also add to people that are trying to kind of get out there is just kind of get your vision together.
You know, because like the saying is, if you're going to dream big.
Yes.
Because it takes the same, it takes the same effort to dream big as dreams. Because again, you know, like one of my favorite movies would be Field of Dreams. I love that movie.
Yes, that is
because again, you know, everybody laughed at him. You know, he had this whole thing. If you build it, they will come, and that's what we're trying to do with ourselves. We're building it, so they will come.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, but I love that movie because even though it looked, and so many times he was ready to quit.
Yeah.
And his family almost made him quit. His friends almost made him quit. But you know, being an entrepreneur out there, you go through those moments. People who have a 9 to 5, and nothing wrong with that. If that's their dream, that's their dream. But when your dream is here, they don't understand. Yeah. They don't understand why you do what you do.
Look, what path is this? Because mine shows if I do this, then I'll get here. But our paths are like, oh no, we do a couple more stops.
Yeah, like a lot of artists we have come on. That's the thing about being an artist. There's no cookie cutter way to make an artist big. Exactly. Because it's like, you don't do A, B, C, and get D.
So many different paths.
It's you do A, up, that don't work. B, 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 B.
Yeah, exactly. There is no, same with hairstyling. There's so many avenues for it. And you just kind of hone in on what you like and do your research, build your foundation and the relationships. And my husband is like that. He has a 9 to 5 job. And so from the beginning, he's like, and now he's like, babe, like how did we get here, and like, are you sure we should do a salon? And I sometimes I'm like, babe, should I be doing this salon? And he goes, are you kidding me? Like, look what you've built. Like, this is part of it. And now he has full trust in the entrepreneurial process of how you get to things.
I love that. So as we close out, tell everybody how they can find you.
Yeah, thank you. So my Instagram is at Carly, CarlyX hair. And my website is carlyxhair.com.
I love that.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed having you on the show today.
This was fun.
This was really fun. We look forward to meeting you more in Nashville.
Yeah, likewise, you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to have been on your show, and it's blowing up, and continued success for you guys as well.
Thanks. Because it's all about making the right connections, and we know that you know exactly what that means.
Yeah, exactly. I hope to stay in touch for sure.
All right. You have a great day.
Bye, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.